Acknowledgement is allowing yourself to feel the full truth about yourself and your story. Humans will sometimes develop coping mechanisms to distract ourselves from acknowledging what happened because we don't like to feel uncomfortable feelings such as sadness, anger, hurt, or shame. This is a normal and adaptive survival technique that everyone uses at some point in their lives. It's a temporary cover-up to get through the hardest parts of abuse or trauma. When we're not in danger anymore, we don't need to use this cover-up, but it can be difficult to trust ourselves enough to look closely at the truth of the situation. When we stop running from our fears and turn around to look at them, we regain power and control over the situation. An analogy that I like to use for acknowledgement is a medical procedure. Imagine that one day I fell down and got a big splinter lodged in my skin. I washed the wound and maybe even thought the splinter was gone and wanted to move on with my life. But weeks later, I noticed that the exact area of the wound is red and swollen, clear signs of an infection from the splinter still lodged in my skin. By then, my skin would have already healed over the infection, so it's more difficult to remove. I have the choice here to acknowledge the truth of the situation or not. If I choose to cover or hide from the truth, I may take medication and distract myself to avoid feeling the pain and having to do the work that it'll take to heal. This may feel like a reasonable short-term solution, but in the long run, the infection could get worse and make my life more difficult. I will need to open my eyes and understand that ignoring the wound or wishing it away will not work. The only way to progress is to move through it. If I choose to acknowledge the infection, I will have to feel the pain of the infection and understand that there are steps to be taken to heal from this. This will likely involve a small surgical incision, and the process may cause temporary discomfort. The next steps may not be easy, but they will pay off in the end. Healing from emotional trauma is very similar. Sometimes things may feel worse as we begin to acknowledge our pains and losses. But like the surgical procedure, we come out of it in a better place than when we started. Without the strategy of acknowledgement, we can get stuck in suffering without understanding it or seeing that there is a safe way out.